Yo, what up? Saint Steven. I'm gonna do a deck profile on Lightsworn Dragon. I got third place at the last regional on May 3rd. I went 9-1 in Swiss. I was undefeated up until round 8. No, round 9 actually, and I lost against Edward. I'm not gonna try to pronounce his last name because I'm gonna mispronounce it. And he was playing Mermail. He went on to win the event. Congrats to that guy. But I'm gonna break the deck down for you real quick, and I'll just enjoy the video. It's my first time doing this, so yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. So I'm gonna chop right into it. Um, Three copies of Judgment Dragon, obviously. My personal opinion throughout the day, probably one of the best cards in the deck, but not the best card in the deck. Games 2 and 3, most of the times I ended siding one out because I was dead drawing them more than I was dead drawing this guy. So I played 3 copies of Light Ray Diabolos. Game 2 and 3, really good. I was just like looping people's, like setting their dead spells and traps or their monsters back on top of their deck. It was just pretty much like a free wing blast every single turn. So this guy's really good. I recommend playing him at 3 if you do decide to play him. 3 Eclipse Wyvern. I was only originally playing 2, but I decided to play the 3rd copy because I wanted to get into those guys faster. So they never miss timing, so milling them, excavating them with Curry Bandit's really good. So yeah. I played these 3 E-Dragons. I didn't play Redox because I wasn't playing Card Trooper anymore because Bandit came out. Bandit's way better than Trooper in my opinion. I also wasn't side decking Max C or Swift Scarecrow at the event because I guess I just like completely like blanked on that. Just one of each. Just it's potent enough. I always had a dragon. I didn't really like need to play I didn't feel that I didn't need to play Redux, but like now I feel like I need to. So I'm probably gonna start add in the Redux. I'm gonna get into the Lightsworn core right here. I played 2 Wolf. Really good game 1, but game 2 and 3 I always sided them out. I didn't want to dead draw them. Just the random factor of like just having them there and being able to hit it with like Bandit is just really good. So you have something to protect you at least so you won't die. 1 copy of Garroth, +1 machine right there. 1 copy of Jane. 2 copies of Lila, pretty self-explanatory. Breaks back row, mills 3, really good. Erin, I was iffy on playing her at first, but she's a name, and she mills 3 cards, and I played Mermail a lot that day, so yeah, I was bouncing back. Like I bounced back a Draco Sack, I bounced back some Lindies, and it was just I don't know. I actually like playing this card now. Arcus, I just played for the name. I didn't really get much use out of him besides him being a name in the graveyard for Judgment Dragon. 3 copies of Lumina, best Lightsworn monster in my opinion. Discard function, mills 3. If you can spam these as early on in the game as possible, it's good because you can mill a shit ton of cards, man. It's really good. 3 copies of that. I was originally playing 3 Raikou, but I ended up cutting it down to 2 and then down to 1 because it's not the fastest way of milling. In slower like grind games, like against like Evil Swarm and stuff, I played. It was good, but like 1 copy in the main deck is good enough. I mean, you could always just side deck the other ones. I played the Gores. A lot of people told me not to, but I did anyways because I just thought, playing Bandit and stuff, I want to have more protection because my board's empty most of the times. So I went with a copy of Gores. Plus, you can like set up with the dragons and you can make Draco Sag, Big Eye, whatever you want. So, Honest, obviously, Lightsworn staple. Curry Bandit, I played 3, but probably in my 10 rounds of playing, I only resolved like 4, maybe 5, and half of them were just all monsters. So, I didn't get as much mileage off this card as I thought it was, but when it did resolve, it resolved. Like, it helped out, like, a lot. Game 2, I'd always side one out if I wasn't going first, but most of the times I didn't lose my game 1, so, yeah. Better than Trooper, though. 3 Rainbow Karibos, probably the MVP of the deck for that day because this just saved me in so many situations. Like, people were flipping Emptiness and attacking me directly thinking they're going to get in for free. Then I'm just like, no, sorry, have this. Late game, if I got to late game, I'd have these in the graveyard and I'd have them like stacked up too, so I'd be able to just protect myself. I always try to keep myself above 2,000, so I can pay for Judgment Dragon at least twice. So really like this card. Most of the times my games would end around my turn 2 or my turn 3. So like just having one of these in the hand is really good because I can just summon a Lightsworn and then just end turn without worrying about having to like my Lightsworn monster die, and I can get an extra turn to mill with it. One of the spells, I played 3 Solar Recharge, obviously, staple for Lightsworn. Charge of the Light Brigade, staple for Lightsworn. 2 Mystical Space Typhoons. I saw like a deck profile with the guy originally playing this deck. He wasn't playing Space or Reincarnation for that matter, but he wasn't playing Space, and I don't like losing to like Fiendish Chain. Just like people start maining Blackhorn and stuff. I don't want to like lose to stuff like that. So I had to main 2 Space. I feel that you need to play at least 2 Space in this deck. And then I played 2 Reincarnation. I was originally playing Beckoning Light, but it's a more proactive card. I don't like having to set cards. I wanted their MSDs to be as dead as possible, so I decided to go with the Reincarnation so I'd be able to use it on my turn. Most of the times I ended up trying to get back Curry Bandit, but like I never was in that situation where I had to do it, but really good. You can just use it on your turn. That's probably the high point of that card. I was originally just going to play 40 cards, but the night before I decided to play Book of Moon. I don't regret playing this card, but I'm probably going to end up taking it out. It only really helped me out in my Evil Swarm and my Fire Fist matchup, because like every single time I played against Evil Swarm, he had a rabbit, and I always had Book for Rabbit for some reason. I don't know, but a really good card, but I'm probably going to cut it. And when I actually got to the event, I kind of just told myself, you should just play Raigeki Break. And I don't know why, I just decided just to play it, and it really helped out like later on in the game when my hands get kind of cloggy with like Wolf or the Dragons or the Wyverns. So you can like discard a Wyvern and get the effect because it never misses timing. You could put the Dragon in the graveyard, discard a Dead Wolf or a Lightsworn monster, put the name in the grave. Good, but I'm probably going to cut these two because I feel I can get better mileage if I just have 40 cards and I'll able to draw into like the stuff that I really want to draw into. So that's the main deck. I'm gonna go into the extra right here. I was using these as Draco Second Gorge tokens. So yeah, my friend Georgie gave me this one. Thanks, Georgie. 1 Heliopolis and 1 Fellow Grand Dragon. I really like this, but I never made this, but it was there as the option. I wanted to go into it, but I never got in a situation where I had 2 Judgment Dragons. Most of the times when I had game, but I like it because it destroy cards, it doesn't target, and it destroys on resolution, so you don't have to like put too much like effort into or waste too many resources if you try to use the effect. I played 1 copy of Draco Sack and 1 copy of Big Eye. I wanted to play a second Draco Sack, but I just didn't have one. It was kind of relevant because I played against that Mermill matchup at the end of the day, and I kind of just like lost them because I didn't have a second one. I play M7 because I play Omega, so you know obviously you make the Omega, and after he's used up, you just make the M7, and potentially you can get back like a boss monster, like a Judgment Dragon or Diabolo. So play those there. I play the Queen Dragon de Jin. I'm cutting this card. It's good, but just I never been in a situation where I needed to make it, so it's just a dead spot on my extra deck pretty much. So I'm probably just gonna cut that card. I also played a Heartland Draco. I thought it was going to be relevant because people were playing Soul Charge, but I never been in that situation where you needed to summon 2 level 4s and attack directly for game. Most of the times it was just big monsters doing most of the work, so I'm going to cut that card. I played 2 copies of Starlight Paladynamo. I'm going to cut 1 because I only ever summoned 1 that entire day. Like, once per duel, not like once the entire day. Like, this card's really good. It just helps out so much. Lavalval Chain. Helps you dump your combo pieces in the graveyard if you count it as a combo piece. It just puts the Wyvern, it can dump a Wolf, and it gets special summoned. Really good. Just combos mainly with the Leviair. Like the main combo would be to like Lumina back a Lumina, then Lumina back like any level 4. Then you special summon a Dragon, and by removing Eclipse Wyvern, and then you make a Leviair with the 2 Luminas, and then you detach to get back the Eclipse Wyvern. Then you overlay with the level 4, dump the Eclipse Wyvern with the Eclipse Wyvern, you get 2 more. Then you overlay for a Draco sack, and then you blow up the one of your Levier or the Lavalval chain, depending if you need a name in the graveyard, and then you have three boss monsters off the three Eclipse Wyverns and effects you just used. So it's the best combo of the deck. I never got it off one time that day, but I get it off a lot when I play casuals, unfortunately. Probably the rank 3 that I went into the most. I'm probably gonna play two of these now because this guy is just so good. You can just summon a Judgment Dragon and have this on board, and it's just like you have to kill both of them, and it's really hard to do that. Um, Really good card. Probably gonna play a second copy of it. This card helped me out in my Evil Sword matchup. I was down to like 950 and he was at 300. And I had a blaster in my hand, and off the top I got a Lumina, so I Lumina'd for Lumina and made the tempo. Took the material off his Ophion and attacked over a Mandragora that he had, and it was game. It was really clutch. I really like this guy. And the last card I am also taking out is Wind Up Zenmans because he just, I don't know, man. He didn't do anything for me. I didn't summon him not one time, so I'm not gonna even bother playing this card. I'm gonna try to find another card to play in its spot. Um, so yeah, I'm probably just gonna plus one Draco sack and take out those four cards and try to find something better to play. But I'll try to figure that out later. I'm gonna go onto the side deck real quick. The original guy who topped with this deck was using two of these for like Spellbook and Harpy matchup, but unfortunately I didn't play either of those matchups that day. So I think the only thing I side decked this in against was my Chaos Dragon matchup. He had blew me out game two because I couldn't drop any of my boss monsters because I didn't have enough like different names in the grave. So it's a good card, but I'm probably gonna end up taking it out because I don't think those matchups are kind of relevant to this deck because this deck just streamlines through like Harpy and sometimes spellbooks, but so, I don't know. I didn't play spellbook that day, so I'm not gonna say that it's too much of a problem or not a problem. But if I face it, then I might put him back in. Thunder King helped me out my Mermail matchup, Evil Swarm matchup, Heraldic Beast matchup. Yeah, I played a Heraldic Beast there. He was 5-0, 5-0. I was like, oh, okay, I guess, but helped me out in the matchup. I also sided it in against a Fire Fist matchup that I played, and it does a lot of work. I can just sit on it against like Mermail unless they have the Abystius or some type of discarding function with the heavy infantry. Sorry. Two copies of Raikou. Evil Swarm matchup, Bujin matchup. Unfortunately, I didn't play any Bujin. This card's really good against slow, like paced decks. It's not good against decks that can potentially like kill you as fast as you can kill them. So I played the two extra copies in the side deck. Two copies of XYZ Encore for the Evil Swarm matchup, obviously. Dark Hole for the matchups where they're gonna swarm the board. Like I only sided it in against Mermail, like pretty much. I think I sided it in against Chaos Dragon. I can't remember. Third space, obviously, I don't want to main deck the third one. It was getting too cloggy when I was playing it in the main deck, so I decided to just side the third one. My traps were two breakthrough skill. I sided it in against the Mermail and the Evil Swarm matchup to try to stop Ophion, try to stop Abyss Dweller, because those cards kind of hurt the deck. But Dweller, not so much. It's more so the Abyss Gaios, because Gaios kind of like hurts the deck because I can't like go off, and when you have Dweller and Gaios, then it's really hard. If you could stop just one of them, then you can like resolve a JD or you can resolve a Diabolus, which helps out a lot. This card I had high hopes for, and it actually got me out of a lot of situations. I was getting 3-for-1s, 4-for-1s with this card during the day against Evil Swarm, against the Fire Fist guy. He had like a bear and a Tiger King on the field, and he attacked me with the bear first, and he got tanky set, and then he attacked me directly, and I was like, catastrophe. And it destroyed a Fiendish Chain, the tanky, and it also destroyed a Vanity's Emptiness, so I got a 3-for-1 off of that, and that actually like saved me. I'm probably gonna play a third copy of this and cut these. I didn't get like anything out of these. I'd rather just destroy the problem instead of having them face up on the field and potentially being live later because they can just space the decree. So I'd rather just get rid of the problem than having it stay there. So if anything, I'm probably gonna cut these and play Maxis and Swift Scarecrows because OTK decks do exist out there, and this deck is kind of vulnerable when you just summon a bandit in end turn. So that's the deck right there. So I played against 4 Mermails, 2 Evil Swarms, a Heraldic Beast, Oh, Fire Fist main decking the hands. That deck is really good, by the way. And a Chaos Dragon. Round 10, surprisingly, too. We were both X1, and won game 1, lost game 2, and won game 3. The deck's really good. I have high hopes that's going to do better because we're getting more like Lightsworn support in June, late June. So Raiden, Felice, I can't remember the name of the level 3, and Michael. Yeah, those guys. I get to play tuners again, so I can play like Star Eater, Black Rose. I can go back to playing like Crimson Blader, Stardust, Spark Dragon, all that stuff. I love playing Synchros. Synchros are really good. Yeah, this deck's really good. Try it, change it, just do whatever you want, whatever feels comfortable with you. That's what I do. I just try to find decks that I can play that I'm comfortable with. Because if you just like, if you're out of your comfort zone, then you're probably not going to do well with it. So, I hope you enjoyed the deck profile. If any questions, leave comments. I'll try to answer them. Thanks, guys. Bye.